Welcome to the Turners Download. I'm Dion.
And I'm Brittany. And today I have a question for you, Dion. When did you know I was the one?
When did I know? The first day I seen you. No, I just think I knew you were the one. I don't want to say this. I mean, because like I can tell when I meet someone if it's just a one night stand or if it's something more. But just like us going on dates and us hanging out, you had all the qualities that I liked. Like you're fit in sports, hard worker, always busy, had your own friends. Um, and it's just like when we went on little trips, it was just the small things like I seen what I would want my kids to have in a mom, and that's how I knew you were the one. I was like, this is a woman I would want to have kids with. I would want my kids to call her mom. So I think just like us going on a trip, going down to St. George or going to California, and just how, I mean, it's just the little things like how you would just pack lunches, and I'm like, I would want my kids to have this because when I was growing up, I mean, we had lunch, but it's always we just stopped somewhere and got fast food. We didn't really like have food prepared for us and whatnot. So I think that's when I knew you were the one after going on dates and just hanging out. But just the small things like you packing lunches and doing activities and like this is something I want my kids to have. That's when I knew.
Oh.
When did you know I was the one? Besides when you first seen me.
Well, it's probably when you actually came over and looked for rats in my attic.
Oh, that's what it was. That's all it took, huh? Great. That's nice.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. I think just like you, it wasn't like a specific like time or instance that happened. I think it was just over time. I do specifically remember I was at work talking to some friends, and I remember one of my friends was just like, "Oh my gosh, Brittany, like you really like him because you're so scared of like and nervous and you just love him and all these things." And I just didn't get that way with people.
You
Like
love me already? Whew.
I just didn't get that way. It just was this different feeling where I was nervous that you were just gonna. I was nervous to be vulnerable because I was nervous that you're gonna break my heart, and that was different for me. That was different for me. But yeah, like I've said on here before, you were like when I first met you, you were the type that was like, oh, this is what I'm attracted to, and this is what gets me in trouble every time, every time. And so, yeah,
I
I
can see.
think just over time, seeing how you truly did want to like do things for me and cared for me, and you went out of your way to do little things, and you were just so different than anything that I was used to because you were just like, hey, just relax, it's okay, it'll happen. Like
It's
your
because
personality
you
was
were used to
just
dating
so
Utah guys.
different, so different. And just, I don't know, it's hard to explain in one small little blip, but yeah, the way you are was just very different than what I was used to. I was used to guys kind of manipulating
Just hitting you with that game. Huh.
and just like starting arguments, and you just were like, hey, if that's not what you like, or if this isn't what you like, then we don't have to fight about it. Like, I don't know. It was just a lot of different things too. But definitely a big gesture was when you came and flew out and actually drove me back to Utah. And
Oh,
then I
that's when you
saw,
knew? It took you that
no,
long?
it wasn't that
Oh, I was about to
long.
say, jeez.
But I was saying, I could see that you were actually serious because I was like, is he actually serious? because he said he would think about moving, and then he wasn't, and then he was like,
I
"Oh,
just
no
not
way."
a East Coast person. West Coast,
I'm not
the
either.
best
But
coast. All right. Well, I have a question for you. Being a stay-at-home mom, how has that changed you from how you were always busy to
oh,
how you are now? Like your pros and cons.
my pros and cons. Oh, that's a big question. Well, for those of you that don't know me before children, I was like a go getter. Not that I'm not now, but like I was constantly doing
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
like out and about.
I mean, because when you had Cruz, you were just, I mean, you were working until what? How many days until you were due that you were still working? 'Cause I know you're working still.
I worked the day I had him.
See, always there.
I worked the day I had him, and I was going to go in the next day. Like, I worked really long hours. I would work, yeah, when I was pregnant with Cruz, I would work from, what was it, like 7:30 to sometimes midnight.
Yeah, because I worked 2 jobs and get home before you.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was a go-getter. I worked all the time. I worked, I coached, I did pitching lessons. I always had a lot of stuff going on. And then I always like to plan things and just be out and about and do all the things. So definitely a go-getter. Having children.
I mean, because now that we have 2 kids, you're not, I mean, you're still that go-getter, but you're more in the house than you were there. Because now,
Yeah,
back then you were barely in the house. Now you're
barely.
barely out the house.
Yeah, yeah. And even like as a kid, I was like barely in the house. So yeah, now I'm like always in the house. And it was a huge adjustment at first with Cruz. Like I was struggling for a really, really long time. And honestly, I still struggle sometimes. um, because I'm just so used to like getting so much done and like getting after it. And when you're at home and you're a mom, it's hard because moms, like even if you want to get so much done, you're not going to get all that you want done because you have child here to take care of. And oops, I had an accident. Or 5 seconds after you're about to leave the house, you fall and hit your head. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot my purse and I need my phone. And
That's all you.
I'm talking about Kaya.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying that's because of how you raised her.
But, and also
Just catching tension tantrums before they leave the house or whatnot.
just everything. It's just little things that didn't take very long before you have kids take a lot longer now. But even to this day, like literally last week or probably 2 days ago even, I was thinking, how do I balance all this? Because like you said, I am still like I still am I'm still myself. I'm still a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to figure out how to find a rhythm or a
Navigate.
balance because I also feel guilty for like if I'm just busy doing stuff, like doing business stuff on my phone all the time, like or hurrying, trying to get all these things done at the house. Like I start to feel guilty because I'm like, I'm here with my kids and well, Kaya a lot right now, but like I'm here with them. I need to cherish this time. I want to be a mom and teach her so much. So it's like figuring out, okay, is it realistic though to like cater my whole entire day towards her? Because I did a lot of that with Cruz. And I feel like that kind of shot me in the foot a little bit because he's a lot better now, but constantly like, Mom, what are we doing today? But what do you have planned? And like I have to plan everything out of the day to the T. But yeah, I'm running a business and it doesn't make sense. It's not a good business owner to be like, oh, I'm going to shove everything off for the day until you're home or until they're asleep, like then I'm just killing myself off and not being a very good business owner. So it's just trying to find that rhythm, and I feel like you're always trying to find it, whether like to be a go-getter and get stuff done, but also like take your time with your kids because they aren't small forever and you have to cherish that time, and it's okay to relax every now and then with things
I
and
mean, I
just
try
sit
to
and
tell you
play.
to relax sometimes.
But
Things will get
it's
taken care
hard.
of.
It's hard. It's so funny because I had a client tonight, and it's not the first time. And I was this person too, back in the day before kids. And she was like, so, like, is this all you do? Like, yes. And I'm a mom. And I'm like, and that's enough. Trust me, because I don't even get all that I want done. And I feel like I'm going crazy. And I was like, and my husband has a crazy schedule. Like, he's off doing all sorts of things.
God bless me, so while I can, I'm going to try to do what I can.
Which I admire. Like, I love that about you. I do. But also, it makes things hard for me and challenging for me. And people that don't have kids don't get that, because I didn't get that either. And I was always like, I'm not staying home. Like, I'm working.
Well, I know I couldn't be a stay-at-home dad because even when I'm home on the weekends and say you're gone or I'm home on the weekends with the kids, they drive me crazy. I'm just like, God damn, go sit down somewhere. But I mean, I do cherish the time with them, but it's like I'm just wired where I need to be out and doing stuff. I can't just be cooped in the house. I don't know how you do it. I cherish you for it, but it's hard.
You're sweet. Which is funny that you say that, because when we met and we were dating, you were always like, gosh, I want to be home. Like, you were a homebody. You made me more of a
I am
homebody.
still a homebody. I don't really like going out doing stuff, but I can stay at home if you're in the house and the kids keep coming to you for stuff, and or I can go downstairs. Yeah, homebody all day.
Oh yeah.
But but it's just constant need this, need this, need that, need that. But I blame that on you because
Blame.
yes, the way they are is because of you. Most of the stuff because you mostly molded them how they are. Yes.
They're just going to be go-getters like us. That's how I pulled them. But it's really hard.
Yeah.
I would rather have them be wanting to do things and curious.
No, I'm not saying like not wanting to do stuff. It's just like how you, like when they were young, you always held them or, hey, you want to do this, do that, and like instead of letting them just be. So I feel like now they're like every time we get in the car, yeah, you got a snack? No, I ain't got no snack. Like every time we in the car going somewhere, kids, you guys want a snack? Here, you want this applesauce? I'm like,
it's not like that all the time.
It's time.
Just usually when we're going in the car, it's like either around like a mealtime or it's going to be like a long time. And so I'm like, let's just nip this in the bud. Let's get something in their stomach before it's chaos.
I'm just saying, when they get in Dad's car.
Didn't we just talk about this? He liked that I packed lunches and snacks.
I did.
See, I'm still me.
I did. I did. You are 100% correct. I did. But now that it's coming from two little ones, every time we get in the car, Dad, what snack you got? This is not your mom's car. Dad don't have no snacks, okay? But that is a good transition until this next topic. How you were raised versus how we raise our kids. I know something that was big on me or that my mom did when I was little. It was like, all right, you have school clothes. As soon as you get home from school, you take those clothes off and you put other clothes on. I mean, I try to tell Cruz and them that, but it doesn't. School clothes, everyday clothes, it's all clothes. I don't know. Did you ever have anything like that?
I didn't have school clothes.
You didn't have school clothes?
Well, I mean, it wasn't ever like come home and change out of your clothes that you wore. You just wore your clothes.
Yeah, I mean, well, you go to school in these clothes, and when you come home, you want to keep them nice. You take the shoes off, your clothes off, and you put other old stuff on.
Okay, but let me ask you this question. Did you go out and like play in the neighborhood with your friends and stuff, like when you came home from school.
Yeah, but it wasn't in no school clothes.
See, and I didn't do that because I didn't live in a neighborhood. I lived on a busy street. And so I never had friends to play with outside.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I always had to arrange play dates.
Yeah, we didn't do play dates.
And I didn't have a whole lot of that anyways, because most of the time I was busy doing sports. So when I did come home, I'd change into my sports stuff.
So you guess you did have school clothes.
But yeah.
What else is something that you were taught when you were younger that we either teach our kids or we don't teach our kids?
When you get home, you do your homework. And that's what we teach our son.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, my homework is already done in school. I was one of those kids like I can talk in class, do all my classwork and talk and get it done. There's some people in class who the teacher would get mad because like you're talking and you're not getting your work done. But I was always one of those kids that I can multitask, like get all my work done and still talk and be a disruptive person in class. But I got my work done. I had good grades.
Well, good for you. What is another thing? What's another thing?
Another thing. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, like in Oakland, I didn't really like if I wasn't playing sports, I was in the house because I didn't want to be outside at night. So it's like my friends were at school, but once it got dark or I was out of school, it was like just in the house or I was working with my grandpa, but I didn't want to be outside late at night or really going out anywhere Oakland. So I feel like that kind of changed my life a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I, again, always wanted to be out and about.
Well, I mean, it's Utah, which I guess it was a lot safer or just wasn't as known as now with social media. You just hear a lot more things happening in Utah.
Well, I mean, I just always was that way. I mean, my mom had to ground me for crazy things because I would never want to be home. I just want to be doing things. I remember, I have to tell this funny story.
I'm pretty sure I never heard this.
When I was in high school, we had a cat. And I don't know, my mom apparently asked me to change what's it called?
It's called the litter box.
The litter box. And apparently I didn't change it or clean it, right? And so anyways, she grounded me for a long time. It was like a week. I didn't clean out the litter box. And she's like, you just need to be home more.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, because I didn't clean her litter box. She grounded me for a whole week.
I didn't.
And then I think I snuck out of the house on that one. But
yeah, you're just a rebel, it sounds like.
A little bit. But I was always like programmed. And I always was doing some kind of sport or something. So I think that's why I wanted to like go and hang out, because I was always like doing some kind of sports thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But another thing, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now that like how I was raised.
I'm pretty sure it'll come to us and we can.
I mean, here's one. He always has to have the kids wear shoes outside. Like he gets so angry when they don't have shoes. They're like running in the grass with no shoes. And I never wore shoes outside. Like we had this big old rock, all these rocks on the side of our house. I remember just walking out on the rocks, like teetering on the rocks, calling out for my dad out back at with the horses. And like, Dad, somebody's on the phone for you. Never wearing shoes. I hated wearing shoes. I'd wear flip-flops if I could in the winter because I hated shoes. Like until I was in like junior high or high school. I hated shoes.
I mean, you wear flip-flops climbing rocks and mountain climbing too, so I can see you wearing flip-flops in the winter. So I can see it.
Oh, so that's something different.
When I was younger, I used to be outside barefoot, but I just like now, for me going through the experiences, I know better. So I'm like, if you're outside, put some shoes on, because I got a big cut in my foot because I was so used to just being barefoot, and there was like some little lake or canal, and I went barefoot and stepped on something super sharp, and that was my one time. I'm like, never again. I always have shoes. If I'm in some water, gonna put some shoes on.
It's true. He does have water shoes all
So
the time in the water.
I don't know. It's just, I guess you can call it trauma. Just always have shoes on because most of the time they're gonna step on something, start crying. So it's like me seeing Final Destination. Like,
Oh
oh,
my
let
gosh.
me see this. I can see into the future, or that Tour Raven, where I can see this, and it's
Oh,
like
I
I can
love
see
that
this moment,
show.
and if I can prevent it before it happens, let me do it. But I know they have to walk a mile in their shoes and experience things on their own. But if I can help them, I'm gonna tell them put some shoes on. Why are you walking barefoot outside? That just looks dirty to me.
They're just being kids, like we
Yeah.
were being kids.
Well, Flintstones was a long time ago, so no one's trying to be the Flintstones anymore.
Oh my gosh.
One thing, is mom guilt real? So there's plenty of times where
Ooh.
I tell Brittany, yeah, go ahead, hang out with your friends, but do not text me, call me, or anything, ask me how the kids are. Like, you want your time alone? Go do it. I know how to handle the kids for a few hours, if anything. All right, so go ahead. I know how to put them to sleep, put them to bed, brush your teeth, give them something to eat. When you go out, don't worry, we are good. So is mom guilt real?
It is so real. It is so real. And I feel like nobody will understand it until you're in it. Because I didn't understand it when my friends were having kids. I was like, why? You're fine. You've been wanting to get out for so long, and now you're like, you want to go home?
Yeah.
Like, what? That is true. It's so true. I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. It's so true. It's like you need a minute and you can't breathe, and you're like, I just need a minute. I need to leave. And then it's like you leave and you like, yeah,
I forgot something.
Yes, it's that feeling. Like, I forgot something. What is happening? Like, I don't have like a snack bag. I don't have a child at me. I don't have kids' water bottles with me. Like, I don't have toys. Like, what? I can breathe for a second and it feels nice. But then you're like, are they okay? Like, oh, did he remember to make sure they got their vitamins? Or did he remember that Kaya needs her humidifier tonight because she's still stuffy? Or just like little things. And it's not that we don't think you can take care of them. It's just we're trying to help you, because I've heard before, you're like, well, I didn't know what I didn't know, so I didn't do it.
You just
And I'm
do
like,
it.
okay, well, if I just ask you, then it's helping.
Or it can just be when you have them or you're put to sleep, you do it your way. And when I'm putting them to sleep, I do it my way. At the end of the day, they gonna get to sleep. They gonna be okay. So what, is dad guilt not real? Is there no such thing as dad guilt?
No.
No? We just go out and like, the hell with them kids, huh? Yeah. We still care, but we just like, okay, we're gonna get time alone. It's time alone. Separation.
But here's the thing: is like I feel like for the most part, like I mean, if you're like a stay-at-home dad or whatever, obviously
they might
it's
have dad
flipped.
guilt.
But
we're not talking about that. We're talking
yeah,
about
we're talking
us.
about that. We're talking about this situation we have, the Turners, and those of you that have a similar situation, right? But it's like we're their primary taker, right? Yeah. So we know the ins and outs of the day. Like we know little cues of them, all the things, and you guys just don't know them as well because we're not
here as often.
Yeah. And so that's what it is. It's like not that you can't do it or not that you don't have dad guilt, but because I do think that, especially lately, look, I got solution all over my hands. Lately, in the past, well, I can't even say lately because I feel like it's been our whole marriage, but like you're gone a lot. But I feel like now that the kids are older, like getting older and stuff, like I feel like it's a little harder for you to be gone longer times. Mm-hmm. Like especially with Cruz, because he's like more bonding with you now. He's on my team now. And so he gets really sad when he doesn't see you for long periods. And I feel like that does touch your little heart sometimes.
We never know.
I can feel it. But so, I mean, I get that. But like the whole, like, I need a second, because you guys don't feel that. Like, you don't feel the whole,
I mean,
I need to go do something. But
maybe because when we're home together, they always like, they come to me if they need like treats or something.
yeah, the treat.
But like most of the time, they're all up on you.
Yes.
And I can just do whatever I want.
Yes.
And I can tell them, hey, go sit down and watch TV or do something, and they're fine. But when you tell them, that, Mom, I need a snack, or Mom, let's go do this or that. So
it's because Mom goes and does this or that.
Yeah. And I'm just
And
like,
Dad
hey,
does it.
just chill, relax. It's gonna be okay. You don't need to do something every 2 seconds, or you don't need a snack. Well, I feel like that's been good for today. Real talk.
Real life.
No
No
filter.
filter.
Did you forget?
I did.
Let's see.
I feel like that's been good for today.
Yeah.